Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Tamara, the Paper and Pen Girl. Today is day 17 of the 25 Day of Planner Tips collaboration videos, and I am here to actually stand in for one of our planner babes. Sarah Christie Rose had today, but she is pregnant, y'all. She's pregnant. And so we know that during pregnancies, we sometimes are not able to do all the things that our brain wish we could do. And so I am filling in for her today. Please make sure you all are keeping her in prayer as she go through this blessed time, but which can be a trying time as well. Make sure y'all keep her in prayer. Okay? So her topic was don't stop planning when you can't decorate. So I wanted to do something that's similar but not the same, something that I've experienced myself, and hopefully you'll find this video to be informative as well. Before I jump right in, don't forget to check out the playlist that I do have on my channel. That playlist will include all of the videos that have posted to the channels. So from 1 to 16, and now this is 17, will be on the channel on my playlist. It will also be in the description box of this video and the very first video. The list will be in the description box with the links to the videos as well. So you have those two sources. Plus, on the Planner Babes channel, whose day that is, they will also have links. Some of them have their playlists that they're already doing, so make sure you check that. You have plenty source that you can follow. You can follow us also on Instagram as well. It's hashtag 25 days of planner tips. Check that out and make sure that you are posting. We have some wonderful planner babes that are taking notes, and they're sharing how they're taking their notes on there. And so I'm excited to see how everything finally comes together. Now we're going to get into the point or the tip that I have for you. My tip for you is to how to deal with planner overwhelm or planning overwhelm. Now, this is not a comprehensive video. This is just a video sharing a few tips with you all. So if you have additional tips, leave them in the comment box down below so that we all can benefit from knowing how to deal with it, because it happens. It's real and it happens. Okay? So let's define overwhelm. First of all, let's define this thing called overwhelm. First, overwhelm, when I look it up in the dictionary, it says to bury, to drown beneath a huge mass, defeat completely, y'all, upset or overpower. It also says to overcome by superior force. Another definition says to cover over completely. Completely. And so that's something that sometimes bogs us down, is we get overwhelmed in the planner community. We get overwhelmed in life. And so there are a few things that I think that you could do, whether it's in the planner community or in life, to assist with the overwhelm. Tip number 1 consists of 3 things. So tip number 1 is to, number 1, breathe. Breathe. When we are overwhelmed, we don't take the time to just get up, stand up, take in some fresh breath, some fresh air. Just do some deep breaths. Take a couple minutes maybe to do some breathing exercises, to meditate. Breathe. Because when we stop breathing, we start panicking. So I need you to breathe. So A, breathe. B is going to be to get yourself out of that particular mode of thinking or move by doing one of few things. For me, it is I turn on some music. I turn on some gospel music and I have a praise party. Because, there's things you just got to praise your way out of. Let me know in the description box if you understand what I'm saying. And so I start putting on my favorite songs. And when I'm putting on my favorite songs, I am clapping, I'm dancing, I'm praising, I'm worshiping. That gets me in a totally different mindset, a totally different atmosphere, totally different space. So breathe. Make sure that you are, praising, whether it's for you to go exercise, to go take a walk, call a friend, whatever it is. Make sure that you're doing that, and then drink some water. Drink some water. Our body's made up of water. If we're dehydrated, our brain doesn't function well. So you want to make sure, and we get headaches sometimes. Overwhelm can bring on headaches. So make sure you're breathing, make sure you're, praising, walking, whatever you're doing, do it. And then make sure you're drinking some water as well. So that's something that I believe that, and tip number one, that you can do to help with your planner overwhelm or overwhelm in general. Okay. Now, the second thing that we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out exactly what is it that's overwhelming us. We got to know the root causes. We have to know the cause so we know how to properly deal with it. Some of the causes, life in general. Life in general. Is it the spouse who's getting on your nerve because you just do the same thing over and over again and I'm sick of it? Is it that one? Is it the kids? Mommy, 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 mommy. Your daddy is right there. I'm changing my name. Is it them? Is it the family members who's calling you, begging you for money because they think you're rich when they really don't know that you got all these bills to pay? Who is it? What is it? Is it the job? Is it these people who require you to do 3 people's jobs while only paying you for 1? What is it that is stressing you out, right? Are the collectors calling you and you sick and tired of not being able to answer the phone? What is it? What is overwhelming you? Is it actually, life, or is it the planner that you have that you are currently using that's not working for you? We've got to figure that out. What is it that's overwhelming us? It might be a project that we're working on. Sometimes we're overwhelmed by thoughts of, I should have done this. I could have done this, but I wasted time and I didn't get to do it. And now I've got all these things in my head that needs to be done. Oh my gosh, I can't deal. I can't deal. So what is it that's overwhelming you? We got to figure that out. Now, a part of figuring that out, which is tip number 3. So tip number 1, of course, we know, was to breathe, make sure that we're moving, exercising, working out, praising, plus drinking our water. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is try to figure out what it is that's overwhelming you, because it might not be the planner. Then again, it might be the planner. Okay, so we have to figure out what's overwhelming us. Now, number 3 is brain dump. Purge it all. Get it out of your head. We're only able to use so much brain space to remember so many things. I cannot remember my 3 children's life, my own life, my husband's life, my mama's life, my church life, the friend's life. That's a lot of life to remember. So my brain, the way that's set up, it can only handle half. So that means 50% of the things are going to fall through the cracks. So I've got to make sure that I'm dumping all of that out of my brain onto a piece of paper where the paper won't forget it. The paper won't forget it, y'all. The ink and paper won't forget it. And so I have to dump that all out of my head so that my mind can be clear. My mind can be less weighed down, less bogged down. Now, when you do your brain dump, you can do your brain dump on a simple sheet of paper. You can do your brain dump all in one long list. Or if you're the kind of organized unicorn that's out there, you will do your brain dump in categories. Like in my planner, I've got sheets that have different categories on them. So I have home, I have church, I have work / professional, I have personal development, I have social media, So when you're thinking of something or you're going through the brain dump, instead of having to take that second step to sort, I'm putting it on the place where it belongs. I've got those 6 sheets. I'm putting it on the place where it belongs. You could do that, or you could just dump it all on one thing if you're doing a nice speed writing session, and then go back to sort it at a later date. But the point is, get it out of your head. Get it out of your head. You do not want to keep that in there. Once you have dumped everything out on paper, then my suggestion at that point is to review everything and then put numbers next to them to say, how important are you? Are you urgent and important? Are you only important but not urgent? What are you? Are you a number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to label those. You're going to take your appointments that have a time stamp to it, and you're going to go to your calendar. Put those things on your calendar, okay? It's already on my monthly view. I have this listed. It might even be on your weekly view. I have this listed on the day I'm crossing it off my list. I've taken care of that. So that's off of my shoulder. It's off of my back. It's not covering me anymore, right? Because Overwhelm is completely covering. It's not covering me anymore. So I have that as a piece of overwhelm and stress that's off. Once you put your time-sensitive things on your calendar, then I need you to make sure you're separating things that needs to be done sooner rather than later, right? Or later. It's important for me to know that I have a bill that's due tomorrow, and if I don't pay it tomorrow, there's going to be a late fee. We don't need late fees because the way my budget is set up, it can't handle the late fee. So I need to know that. I also need to know that where and when and how and what we will be having for Thanksgiving 2019. It's not important in December 2018, nor is it important in January. Okay, we can deal with that at a later date. So just make sure that you're listing your items in order of what's going to be more important. Your regular task to-do list, I've got to clean my kitchen, I've got to reorganize my children's bedroom, I've got to declutter some clothes. All of those things, you can work them in to places in your day after you've done your time-sensitive things and the things that need to be done sooner rather than later. So make sure that you are prioritizing in that manner as well. I'm famous for getting caught up. I have something that's time sensitive to do, but yet still I'm in the kitchen washing dishes. It's not the time to wash the dishes when you need to pick the child up from school 10 minutes ago. Hashtag bad mommy moment. That's what that was. So we have to make sure that we're getting those priorities straight of what we need to do. Okay. And so the final tip is, y'all, get back to basics. Get back to basics. Sometimes we can be overwhelmed by just a planner. The planner, which is supposed to be our personal assistant, the thing that keeps us firm, keeps us steady, keeps us on point. It's our brain. It's our second brain. And we get overwhelmed by maybe the need to decorate said planner because I feel like I'm supposed to have this planner pretty. And if I don't have this planner pretty, then it has totally lost the whole point. The point of it is not only to be pretty, because I need my planner to be pretty to entice me to come back to it, but the main point is for it to act as our brain, to be able to keep us focused, to be able to keep us on point. So don't feel that you cannot continue to plan in your planner and write down your plans with paper and pen just because it does not have your stickers in there, right? Also, sometimes we can get so overwhelmed by, I've got a back plan. I've got a plan 3 weeks ago just so that my planner doesn't have blank spaces. Don't get caught up in that. Start from where you are and keep on moving forward. I know that if I don't plan my days, if I don't plan my week is not as productive as what it could have been, what it needs to be. It's not. It's not. Because if I don't see anything on the paper, if I don't see any plans on there, I just go with the flow. Let me know if you're like that. So let's not get caught up in just the deco, but make sure that we are functional as well. So deco functional is what I do. I decorate because I need to keep it pretty, so I come back to it, because if it's not pretty, it doesn't entice me. If it doesn't entice me, I'm not using it. I'm not functional, and I'm not productive. I'm just not. So I need both of those things. Back to basics. If you find that there's too many inserts, too many attachments, too many things, yo, this works. It's paper. Get back to basics. This works. This works. And if you're really desperate, the back of the envelope works too. It really does. So just make sure that you are getting back to basic. If you find that there's just way too many things, too many inserts, too many sections, just too much, get back to basic and then work your way back up from that. Give yourself some grace, folks. Grace, not perfection. I will tell you that God's definition of perfection is not the same definition as man's definition of perfection. So when you think that, oh, someone else is perfect, it's not. It's perfect for them, but it's not perfect for you. You've got to figure out what your definition of your perfection is, which is, okay, I know I'm rescheduling today, and that's okay by me. I know that I'm only going to get 3 things off my list of 15 done today, and that's okay by me. Grace. Give yourself grace. Know that you are one person. You cannot do all the things all the time. Okay? So grace, not perfection. Getting it done is better than getting it perfect, because the time you spend to try to get it perfect, you've wasted time where you could have gotten that done and maybe 2-3 other things. So if you find that to be true, leave me a comment down in the comment box below. I don't want to keep this video any longer, but so let's just go over that. Number 1 is to make sure that you're breathing. Make sure that you are moving. Get some water. The next thing is to try to figure out what it is that is overwhelming you. The next thing is to brain dump. The next thing is to get back to basics, and grace, not perfection. All right? So if this tip has been valuable to you, leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Also, don't forget to be watching the other videos that were before this and the others that are coming. We have 20, well, it's going to be day number 26. It's going to be the last planner, babe, and then I'll come back on day number 27 to announce the winner of the giveaway. So make sure that you are staying tuned. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave me a comment. Thumbs up if you're liking the collaboration so far and you're enjoying it and learning. And I'll see you all on day number 25. Bye-bye.